Okay, I think we're live. Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host. As I hope you're all doing well, I hope everything is going great. Sorry today we are a little bit late, some technical issues with my internet. So if you do not know, we do live streams on YouTube every Friday, another live stream. And as always, I'm here joined by our expert, Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How are things going with you?
Hi, Abs. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? How have you been?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. So, guys, I think Hi there, Utkarsh. Happy to see you here. I hope you're doing well. I've seen a couple of comments about like when the it's been a very long time. Last week, I couldn't make it to the live stream. So yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Except there are some issues in Turkey. Other than that, I'm personally doing fine. I hope you're doing fine too. Utkarsh, I've seen a couple of comments that you've made, questions about some scholarships and some universities. If you have any other scholarship questions, I think that's why you're here. You're very welcome to our live stream. Everyone, if you're new here, we are Global Scholarships. As you can see, we have a YouTube channel, we have a TikTok account, most importantly, we have a website, Global Scholarships. Basically, we're a platform that shares a ton of information about scholarships, about studying abroad, about universities around globe. This is our website. We have like tons of guides about different countries, different scholarships, different programs, how to study abroad, how to study in a specific country, what is the cost of studying in a specific country. And we do have a search tool. Basically, this is a search tool to find scholarships for international students. I'm going to show you how to use that. And actually, we're going to use that today to find scholarships. Like what scholarships do we have in Peking University in China? We're going to see every single scholarship that we have in our database for that university. Both for undergraduates and graduates, and some of them are external scholarships, some of them are by the university. So yeah, this is our search tool. We're gonna see that in a second. But we also have other very cool stuff. For example, we have external scholarship, like globalscholarships.com scholarship. We're gonna talk about that too. We have scholarship stories. Basically, these are stories of students, international students, who has received some very prominent, very popular scholarships around the globe, and Global Scholarships reaches out to them and has them tell their story. You can just click on any one of them to read like their journey, their scholarship details, their educational background, how did they prepare, what would they do differently, what advice they could give you. And you can click here, by the way, to see like to filter them for different countries, for different degrees, for funding. Funding basically means like we have partial scholarships, we have full tuition scholarships, and we have full funding scholarships. Partial means that the scholarship covers less than the tuition fees. Full tuition means it covers the entirety of tuition fees, but that's it. And full funding means it covers the tuition fees and then gives you something a little bit more, like maybe accommodation, maybe health insurance, but usually a stipend, like a monthly allowance or something like that. One of the best. Thank you very much, Utkarsh. Thank you. If you have any questions or of course, any constructive feedback or criticism, we are always open to that too. So yeah, for example, if you want, you can filter for any country, let's say China, and you're gonna see like these people, they've earned some scholarships in China. For example, master scholarship. These are fully funded. All of these, their nationalities, blah blah blah. You can read about their like. I think this is one. This is one of the places that you'll get the best insight about that scholarships. For example, let's say Canada, right? Um, Canada has some of the most sought after scholarships in the world. For example, let's click on any one of these international students. For example, when you're in Canada graduate scholarship, like what is the scholarship, how they get that scholarship. I think this gives you really good insight. Hi, sir. I am grateful for this channel as I was able to apply for Ireland. That's great. Great to hear, Rakia. Which scholarship did you apply to? And Utgar says, I applied for Kyoto University of Science for undergraduate program, but I got rejected. So what should be the reason that they rejected me, sir? First of all, it's a very, very competitive university. And like, I think probably the likeliest reason would be that they have other candidates, maybe they with better credentials. But for example, if you can give us some information about your application, your credentials, that might be then maybe we can help you a little better. I mean, I'm gonna ask Eamon, of course, but like I'm pretty sure his main point would be like maybe you can get more information about your application. Or Eamon, do you have any direct insight about this? Like what could be the reason that they rejected?
Uh, I mean, yeah, we can't really know why. So it's an applicant by applicant situation.
Yeah.
We can't speculate on why a university didn't accept a certain application. So it just depends on your application, as you said.
Okay, Rokia asks, Sir, I applied and received offer from a university, but I have applied for Government of Ireland scholarship, but the university list will be announced in June. I am confused. Should I pay the deposit fee? Um, could you specify a little bit more, Rokia, like what university and what scholarship like did you apply? For example, I don't think we have Government of Ireland scholarship in our scholarship database, like government scholarship database. Is yeah, no. Eamon, do you know anything about Ireland government scholarship?
I think we have it. Just the general search.
Oh, I see. This one.
Okay.
Postgraduate scholarship. But is this the one you're talking about, Rokia? Yeah, maybe if you can give, we have it, the Government of Ireland scholarship, it has closed. I think this is postgraduate one. Is there an undergraduate? Hang on, let me search for Ireland. Um, let's say government. It doesn't come up. Should I pay the deposit fee mentioned in my offer letter? Eamon, can you give any information, any insight or advice for that?
Um, yeah, I'm not sure. So you'll have to ask. So I'm not sure if you got the scholarship, and if the scholarship is announced after you got your offer letter, then you should probably ask if you'll be reimbursed later for the
Yeah.
deposit. But I don't think that's how it works. I think
Hmm.
you're supposed to get your offer, but you're not supposed to pay because you applied to the university. I mean, sorry, the scholarship. Generally speaking, scholarships ask for uh, proof that you were admitted at a number of universities as part of their conditions, and so you're supposed to be able to given the option of paying at the same time as getting the scholarship. So if you don't get the scholarship, you pay your fee deposit, but if you don't get it, then or sorry, or if you get it, then
Mm-hmm.
the scholarship will uh,
Cover that.
take care of the fees. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. If you can specify your situation a little bit better, like with more information, okay, maybe we can help you a little better. So Sadiq says, first, I'm gonna come to your question, Utkarsh. So Sodiq says, can you please talk about Next Scholarship and do you help students apply for scholarships or do you just give information? So we've talked a lot about Next Scholarship. Sodiq, we have like guides on our website. You can go to scholarship section and like in the popular government scholarships, you can just click on Next here to read our guide. We also have, you can also go to our website, type in Japan, or what you could also do, just type in Next, I guess. I think that works. Yeah, you can read that guide. Like this will give you a lot of information. We also do have videos on our YouTube channel. We even made, I think, an application tutorial, but I believe that was for graduates program. Other than that, if you have any specific questions about Mixed, you can ask us in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Other than that, yeah, we do not, well, we give information, we share information. Our real aim, main goal is that, but we also used to have like a consultancy service. It is actually still active, but since that we have enough people who had signed up for that, and we don't want to we don't want too many people to sign up, so that we can give them a better we can give them a better service. So the like applications are not open right now, and really there's no way to know when it will again be open. We do have a consultant service, but it is not open for application right now. Okay, so hi there, Kuriku. It's great to see you here today. Now, Utkarsh, back to your question. So, you said 10th, 87%, and 75.2, and applied for both scholarship as well as undergraduate program. I think maybe academic was the reason. I still have 3 more university way to go. I applied to Nagoya University, Rashmika University in Washington University. Don't know. I think I will not get selected here. Also, I got rejected from Kyoto. I think that means Kyoto University. I still applied. I have 3 more university. Okay, I see. Ritsumeiga. Yeah, I get that. And Waseda University. I don't think so. It will be rejected from Kyoto University of Advanced Science. Okay, I see. So your question was it the academics? So for 10th grade, I believe 87 and 75.2 for both scholarship as well as undergraduate program. Ayman, what do you think about this academics? Do you think it might be the reason, or maybe might be a better idea to look for it somewhere else?
I think looking at their website, they have so many more criteria that you need to fulfill than just academic records. Um, you, I don't think they have mentioned their English proficiency test results, whether they had letters of recommendation.
Mhm.
Um, there's also uh, an essay that you need to write, or two of them, depending
Mhm.
on where you're what faculty you're applying for. So these are all things that are taken into consideration. So it's not just uh, your results in high school or 12th year. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if you have had all of these submitted and if you fulfilled all these criteria, but even if you did, like we don't know what you had in your essay, and yeah, they go through the essays, and uh, they are a determining factor as well.
Right. So yeah, if you have any, genuinely, there are very few things that we can do to answer your question about like why you got rejected. That always happens. There are like a lot of people who are applying to universities. Like there are, and universities in Japan are usually quite competitive. Hana asks, please, I'm from Ghana. Can apply. Can apply what? I think we're gonna have to hear the rest of that question. We can before we can answer, Hannah. But you're welcome to the live stream. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just type them in the chat. Other than that, today we're gonna see again, as I said. No, hang on. Before that, I was showcasing our website, right? So we've seen our scholarship stories. We also have admission and scholarship results. That might be something that you would be interested in. I think, sorry, it's also a great tool. Basically, these are some of the results that global scholarships gathered from different universities. Admission results, basically like this is an admission, this is an admission, this is an admission, and these are the universities. These are the details of those admissions and whether they got accepted or not. For example, an admission from Turkey with 1520 SAT with unknown expected family contribution, 4.0 GPA, and applying for a fully funded scholarship in University of Richmond, and they got accepted. As you can see, we have thousands of results here. You can just filter them here. Let's say if you're interested in Harvard, you'll see just Harvard University results, and that may give you an idea about like what types of scholarships they are more likely to accept. Yeah, I'm afraid most of them are from United States, so unfortunately there is no admission result in here for KUAC. I'm writing a research paper as well as journals to make my academic profile strong. Do you think 12 pass student can write these things? I don't think I've got that question exactly. Do you think a 12 pass student can write these things? What do you mean? Like, do you mean whether they would affect your application? If so, Ayman, do you have any idea?
I don't think undergraduate students or like people applying for undergraduate degrees are judged on this basis. This is generally for graduate students when it comes to research papers, publications. All of these are things that are considered for graduate admission. So for undergraduate students, I don't think you have enough background to about research in general to have anything of substance that can help you with any kind of application. So I think you should focus on much more important things that go into undergraduate admission. Probably just sit for standardized exams if you
Yeah.
think that your results are not on par with what universities are looking for. Yeah, so that's the way to go about it instead of doing research. That's for later.
Okay, thank you very much. Hannah, we are looking into different scholarships. There is no specific scholarship that we are talking about right now, but we're gonna see a lot of scholarships today. So first, I think Sadiq said, what are the chances and requirements for MEXT? I heard MEXT can be super complicated, competitive, and it requires high academic background, but I'm only an average student. So yeah, again, I would like to refer you to our, actually, let me share the link with you. You can get a lot of information from here. Like these are the eligibility criteria. You might see these are the requirements for you to be able to apply. And there are different ways of applying to MEXT. And we kind of go through that like every step and what are the differences in our YouTube video as well. So basically, you can just like apply through the embassy, apply through the university. So I'm gonna share this link with you, and also, for example, you can see these people. These are the scholarship recipients. Basically, these are the people that we found that got this scholarship. For example, in like PhD in material science from India in Akita University. And so yeah, you can read about them and to see their stories, which will give you an idea. If you have any other specific questions, like I mean, we have a lot of information on both our website and our YouTube videos as well. But other than that, so like you can see the requirements here, and I do believe like different embassies, different universities can have different requirements, like very specific requirements as well. So yeah, you can look into those. And I think here in this page, you can click here, and this will take you to our like page of embassies, and you can go to like your country's embassy. For example, let's say you're from India, let's say Embassy of Japan in India, and pretty much in every website that you'll see, there is a like here there will be something about education, something about scholarship. You can click on that, and probably that will get you to their page for this scholarship, right? Japanese government scholarship, for example. You can read these like undergraduate. You can click here and get more information, qualifications, conditions. For example, for India, it's like 80%, blah, blah, blah. So that's where you can find more information. Abhay says, hello, Az. Hi. Great to see you again. Great to see you here as well. I want to apply in fall of 2026. What recommendations would you suggest for graduate program in AI? Basically, what all should I focus to grab a scholarship at a good university? I think we can give you a better advice if you if you specify your goals a little bit. For example, if there is a specific country that you want to study in, or like actually, yeah, I guess graduate program, maybe your like GPA, maybe your credentials a little bit. But Ayman, do you have any like general advice you could give for someone who will apply in fall of 2026 for graduate program in AI?
I mean, you there's no general advice when it comes to getting a scholarship in general because most of them are given on a merit basis. So your credentials are very important when it comes to securing scholarships. Of course, um, you need to start preparation like right now. That's one of the most important things is just starting early and giving yourself the time to think about your essays to make sure that you have everything ready by the time you need to apply. That's one of the most important things, just giving yourself time going through several drafts of everything. You need to make
Mm.
sure that whatever you have in your essay aligns with the objectives of the scholarships you're applying for. And I think the best advice I can give you is just apply for as many as you can.
Mm.
And that would increase your chances of getting a scholarship eventually. So you can't expect to get every scholarship you apply for, but the more scholarships you apply for, the more chances you're giving yourself of getting one.
Okay, thank you. We have two very specific questions. Sir, what countries, says Sanjula, are good to study masters in telecommunication engineering? I surely do not know very specifically for telecommunication engineering. For like in general engineering, obviously, like Asian universities are really great. So I would like there are very good universities all around the world, obviously. But like I think for a student in budget, one thing that like one place that is really overlooked when it comes to like studying science, studying engineering, is I believe China or Taiwan, who like have some really good universities. For example, we're gonna see Peking University today. They have some like top ranking universities in science, but it's also both very affordable and they have a lot of scholarships as well. There are a lot of scholarship opportunities in China as well. So not specifically for telecommunication engineering, but in general, I think one like hidden gem about for studying engineering might be China or Taiwan. China has some like better like what would you say like top globally top ranking universities as well. But Taiwan also has very good universities and a lot of scholarships. Eamon, do you have any specific advice for this question? Studying masters in telecommunication engineering.
It's hard to really recommend the universities or countries for specific subjects,
Mhm.
uh, because probably most universities we would suggest would be good enough. It all
Mhm.
depends on the person themselves and their goals, and whether, for example, they want to learn a new language or to just study in English. Uh, so these are things that uh, one needs to take into consideration when applying for uh, studying abroad, because we can, for example, recommend France, where uh, education is education is cheap,
Mhm.
but you need to learn French before, so it's hard
Yeah.
to get English taught programs. Uh, that's why it's really hard to recommend countries to study a specific subject. In general, I think most of the big countries are suitable for studying any graduate degree, including telecommunication engineering, be it the US or the UK or Canada, Australia, Germany, all of these countries that we talk about every single week are really good enough. So it just depends on vetting individual universities uh, by just doing research, and you will eventually find a university that is suitable for you. That's the best way to go about it.
All right, thanks. So we have another incredibly specific question. How is University of Michigan and Arbor for MS in HCI? I will immediately defer to Eamon because I have no idea. Eamon, what do you think?
Well, I have no idea myself. I really can't tell anything.
But I guess just as you said, like I think uh, like best way to do go would be like vetting the university specifically for the program and looking into it. Maybe we can look into like university rankings. They do have like in terms of subject, etc. I think one like if you're so specific about your like graduate study, like subject program and university, I think a good way like good thing to do would be just like looking at the like the professors and like what they are studying, what kind of what kind of scientific work they publish, what kind of what would you say, like in general you could look into professors or like teachers a little bit more if like you're going for graduate studies, because they're like it is less about the university in general, like universities general quality, and more about the specific professors. And yeah, if you have the opportunity to study with a great professor, even if the university is not that great, it will make your whole graduate education like completely different. So yeah, okay. I don't see any other questions today. All right. So what we're gonna do is today we're gonna see all every single scholarship in Peking University. Okay, but before that, we have a question. Why does Eamon so not come in front of camera? He prefers it this way, and I do not question it. All right. So now, again, today we're gonna see Peking university. So basically, you can go to globalscholarships.com and type in university and see see our page. We have a lot of information here about the university. There are 4 scholarships. Um, not not quite, but we're gonna see those. We're gonna see what I mean. It's in Beijing, obviously, about 46,000 students. You can get more information about like admission process here. You can click on any one of these links to go to the university's page about admission. With video, we have one admission result from one person from USA with 1590 SAT, 3.75 GPA, with no scholarship, and they got accepted. Ranking and all is great, but being an international student going under Trump administration, is it good to go for it considering job market? Um, yeah, there's a really difficult question. I don't think. Uh, I think in terms of job market, you should consider more long term. But when it comes to education itself, I think it might be a better idea to consider short term as well, because like job market, you like the the policies of countries can change. You can like if you get your basically you can get your uh, degree and go and try your luck with different countries with under different managements and under different with different policies. Uh, so I think it would be a better idea to look at that in a more like long term. But yeah, if you want to study, go and study there like for next 4 years at least. You're gonna be doing that under Trump administration. So I'm not sure. I cannot say that. I think in the long, like for your career, I think more long-term approach might be a better idea. But your education, yeah, I'm not sure. Eamon, do you have any ideas?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's probably not great right now in the US, just given how uh, things are going right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that any president in the United States will run for what, 4 years. And I think by the time you finish your degree, there will be a new administration. So I wouldn't really worry about the job market. Uh, if you're considering pursuing a job after graduating.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be a long time away, but at the same time, I don't think they're granting as many student visas right now to study in the
Yeah.
US. So I think getting uh, your visa or just going to the US is probably slightly more challenging than it was a few years back.
Yes.
And that's something to consider. I don't know if a lot of people are interested in going through the hassle of applying and with their chances being at an all-time low. So I would probably consider other countries at the moment. Uh, yeah, I saw projections just the moment Trump was elected of being way less international students in the US in comparison to all previous years. So there were very alarming projections when it comes to that. So probably consider uh, other destinations where you have better chances at being admitted to universities and then being granted a student visa.
All right. Utgar says, "Sir, do you know how to make your SOP unique? Because I'm literally getting frustrated as my SOP is not becoming unique from the SOP which I found on Google, even though I write it myself." What do you think? Like, what you could say? Could you say in general? Hi, Arup.
Oh, so was that to me? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first mistake you have made is looking for one online. I think you just should have started on your own. Your statement of purpose have is just something that should be unique to you, and just having the influence of having seen one or just another person's work would definitely uh influence yours, and you'll always have it in the back of your mind. So I would probably just start from scratch and uh have have your own in your own words, and uh just focus on telling your own story, just highlighting your unique abilities, your unique skills, what makes you a good candidate for any university or any scholarship, things that would only apply to you and not anything generic that uh, probably they read in every application. So that's how you should go about it. I don't think you should see other people's statements of purposes or statements of purpose because they will eventually influence yours, and then that would make it, as you say, or as you said, not unique. So it would just be another copy of another person's statement of purpose.
So, Utkarsh, I see your new question as well. So what Amen means is that yeah, you already make it on your own, but like there is whenever you see someone else's or like something on the internet, it will influence you. And I don't think it is like I think looking at it as like it's not better than what I found on Google is really a good way to approach it. It should be unique. It should be yours. So like it shouldn't be better than someone, like better than something else that you have found on the internet, but should be different, should be unique to yourself. New counselor is getting my type of SOP every year, so to be unique in front of a matter. Uh, so yeah, I think maybe maybe a better way to do that would be not kind of compare it to something else, like something that you found from somebody else, because like then like unavoidably it will be like that. Even if you are making it different, it will be based on someone else's SOP. So I think maybe you should like you should do your best to completely try and wipe it off from your mind and do your own thing, right? Yeah, I mean because there clearly is an influence in yours. So yeah, I think you shouldn't look at it as like which one is better, but look at it like does this really express me as a person and my purpose. That might be a better idea. Okay, Sudik says, according to what I'm seeing on the website for Max, I need language proficiency test, but with which one? Want to apply for APU for next year spring? I want to add Max. Um, yeah, I, I believe there are like lists, and you could choose any one of those tests. Like for each one of them, they have a score threshold, like minimum score, and any one of them will do. Like both IELTS or TOEFL will do. Like if you've seen the English proficiency requirement, one of them will do. It doesn't have to be like one specific one of those. So yeah. Okay. Back to Peking University. Now, we have deadline information here. We have tuition information here. Okay. Stand on answer. Yeah. It should be. I mean, there is no certain way. There is no shortcut to being unique. And well, also there's the fact that yeah, uh, I mean, if you're applying for an undergraduate program, well, you are someone who is younger than like 18 years old. and like you shouldn't like there won't be a lot of people who have done very like incredible things, who have done like insanely unique or something. I think it just like you should focus on how to best express yourself as a person, because that's what also matters, like not just like what a unique this person is, but also how well they express themselves as a person, like how well you manifest yourself as a person. All right. So tuitions. So China is usually much affordable for international students compared to other places like United States, Japan, South Korea, and obviously Australia. They're way more expensive with their tuition fees. So, for example, this university for bachelors, it's about like 30,000 Chinese yuan, which is about Chinese yuan, which is about $4,000, and they have a lot of scholarships that cover tuition fees too. By the way, Peking University, if you do not know, is like it's I think it's the second best university in China, and it's like in I think it was at some point at the top 10 globally, but now I think it's like 12, 12th, 13th or something like that. So like it's a very high ranking university worldwide. So like being able to study uh, in such a good university for like just $4,000, $5,000 is a great opportunity. And so if you want to get more information, you can look at our page here. We can just go and see like what it looks like, where it is. I mean, of course, it's in Beijing. So this is the university. This is where it is. This is what it looks like. Again, it's a great university. And Chinese universities, or in general Chinese education, is becoming like more popular around the world, especially after like the latest news about like AI, DeepSeek, etc., etc., etc. So like some of these universities are genuinely one of the like the best universities in the world for studying like science, studying engineering, studying software, etc., etc., computer engineering. So yeah, computer science. So this is the university. Another thing that you might be interested in is how much it costs to stay there and study as a student. So okay, we have to pay about $4,000 every year for tuition, but like what else? So basically, they do have an estimation. So this is like their tuition, blah blah blah, and like accommodation, housing, living costs. So you can look into these as well. Uh, you have to like obviously have to add these up, but it shouldn't be more than like let's say about like yeah, this is for year. Let's say 1,500. Yeah, it shouldn't be more than 3,000, 4,000, even 5,000, let's say. So yeah, it is about like $500, $600, $700. Beijing is a little bit more expensive than other places in China, even since it's so central. So all of these scholarships, as you can see, I mean, usually you don't see this many full funding or full tuition scholarships. These are not all full funding, but they're up to full funding. I mean, I think I was making a video about University of Melbourne recently, and pretty much all the scholarships they have are just partial scholarships. So yeah, this is usually universities in China offer comprehensive scholarships that are for like all degrees. Okay, I want to study English linguistics in Japan. Do you have recommendations for universities I can apply to in Japan? And another, the KK brand says, can I apply for max scholarship for bachelor in any computer field if my background is medical? I'm doing web development from Next Skill, and I've done OMC course also. Okay, these are very specific questions. Okay, first of all, Eamon, do you have any recommendation for someone who wants to study English linguistics in Japan?
Uh, Honestly, no. I it's pretty unheard of to pursue English language programs uh, in or at Asian universities, although they do offer these programs.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so linguistics is uh, quite a popular choice for people who want to pursue a degree in English. That is probably offered at most universities in Japan. But I wouldn't be able to recommend a specific university in Japan or elsewhere for that matter. Uh, it's really hard to gauge how good a program is, especially in a humanities uh, field. It all so those will always boil down to how good the teachers are rather than how good the program is because probably our curricula everywhere are really good at this point when it comes to language teaching, um, which means that it all just boils down to the the teachers themselves, and that would require uh, real research on the part of anyone who wants to apply. So you would have to get in touch with alumni from these universities you plan on applying to, and they would be able to tell you whether it would be a good idea to go for that specific program at that specific university. So it's really hard to recommend a university when it comes to such subjects.
All right. So KK says, can I apply? Okay, this is also another very specific question. Can I apply for max scholarship for bachelor in any computer field if my background is medical? I'm doing web development from next skill and have done OMC course also. Um okay, Eamon, do you know if there is any restrictions on max? I think there are restrictions for age, obviously. Uh but do you know if there are any, I mean, they have a background in medical, but they want to apply for bachelor's programs in Japan and apply for Next. Do you have any information on that? I cannot really remember if there were any restrictions, like it should be your first bachelor's degree or something like that. Do you remember?
I don't think there are any restrictions when it comes to pursuing a degree while having a different background.
Mhm.
Um, I think for the most part, there are eligibility criteria as far as certain grades for specific subjects.
Yeah,
So, for example, I think we had a question last week about someone who said that they require a grade in math, but all they studied was chemistry at
yeah.
in high
Mhm.
school, and they couldn't do that. But if you have everything they require, regardless of your background, I think you can apply for the scholarship. Uh, I don't see anything uh, here about any kind of restrictions except for age, and that's it. So being a citizen of an eligible country, and then your age dependent on what degree you're going for.
Yeah. So what you could do is, hang on. Oh, well, no thanks. So let me share this link with you. You can use this page to click here on eligibility page and click on like go to whatever, like what country you are from. There, like Japanese embassy. There, for example, if you're from Canada, you can click here. and usually it's pretty much the same, like all embassy pages, because they're made by the same country basically. So here, for example, it's education and scholarships. You can click here, and then you can get information about. I think there it is, right? Research in Japan, learning. Yeah, okay. Here, no, sorry, here. Next. So yeah, from your country's embassy page, you can get information about like very specific requirements, and scholarship covers, full tuition, application. Yeah, you can, again, like I think you get what I mean. For example, requirement, outline of eligibility. As you can see, there's age, but if you're applying for just another bachelor's degree, then shouldn't really matter. I have applied for tuition grant at NTU Singapore. Its total fees covers living expenses or accommodation on campus and food. So I think by NTU you mean Nanyang. I don't see any tuition grant here. They do have a full funding scholarship. If you mean this, Nanyang Global Scholarship, if you applied for this, yeah, this covers quite a lot of things. But if it's just a tuition grant, maybe you've applied for a tuition grant from external scholarship. Usually tuition grants do not cover your living expenses. If I'm wrong about like your question being about NTU, correct me on this. But I think like if it is this one, yeah, it covers tuition fees, it covers a living allowance. I'm not sure if this would cover your living expenses in Singapore. Singapore is quite expensive, of course. And then like accommodation, blah, blah, blah. It covers all of these. But it is not called tuition grants. So I'm not sure if that's what you're asking about. Okay, Jack says scholarship list in your country, Turkey. Do I need to get admitted first in Turkish university for applying that fully funded scholarship program? It will be easy for me to get admission there if I can secure a spot in scholarship first. So if you're asking for specific university scholarships, I think for that you have to apply, like you have to contact the specific university that you are interested in and then ask them. If you're asking about Türkiye scholarship, Türkiye bursları or Türkiye scholarships, what you can do is to go to our website, scholarships, view all. There should be Türkiye scholarships. And I do believe for this, you do not apply directly to the university, but you apply to the scholarship and then they also place you in a university. We also have made a video about this one. Let me share the link with you. There it is. So yeah, you can get more information. Something that I always emphasize is be wary of these numbers. These numbers change quite a lot. They have to change because there's a really big inflation problem in Turkey, of course. So yeah, like I would advise you to go in and look for the updated numbers. They are more regularly updated in native language pages. So like if you can go to the Turkish page and then see the numbers there. Yeah, but if you're asking for a specific university's scholarship in Turkey, there is no. I do not have any general information about the university scholarships in Turkey. We also do not have in our database. You would have to go by the university according to the specific university. Anas asks, is there any scholarships in US? Yes, of course, there are a lot of scholarships. So you can go to our website, hit enter, and like we have filters here, and type in United States to see all the scholarships that we have. As you can see, like in our database, we have about 4,500 scholarships, and about 1,700, 1,800 of those are from United States. Other than that, you can of course degree like filter by degree for bachelor's, master's, funding type, scholarship type, um, deadline, subjects, nationalities, blah blah blah. So yeah, there are a lot of scholarships. It is just globalscholarships.com if you just go to our website. And I think that's it. Oh, Ayman, I didn't ask you, like, was there anything you wanted to add to anything I've said about like a couple of last couple of questions? For example, NTU, Singapore.
Yeah. So I think for that one, not enough details as to what scholarship they applied for, although I could see a lot more scholarships on their website than we have. I think they have recently added those and we have to add them. Well, for the Turkish scholarship and universities, I think you would know way more than I do anyway.
Okay, thanks. So, hang on. Let me see if there is something called tuition grant. Okay, so these are the ones I believe. New Nyan Global Talent, the Dean's Award. There are okay. There are a lot of items here. I'm just gonna search for tuition grant. There's no scholarship that is specifically named tuition grant. Your President Award, Dean's Award, Merit Scholarship. So let me share the link, this link with you. If you have, like, if you know the specific, like the name of the specific scholarship you are talking about, you can just look at them here, and in the benefits award, they will give you an idea. All right, back to packing. So we have 4 scholarships. By which I mean we have 1 scholarship from the university for both undergraduate and graduate students, and then we have 3 external scholarships. 2 of them are government scholarships, and 1 is globalscholarships.com $3,000 scholarship for international students. So basically, university scholarship is in China. We have these scholarships Chinese universities offer that they are for all degrees, and they have multiple tiers. Basically, like some of them are like there are 3 tiers, right? If you get the first tier, it's just like tuition fees. If you get the second tier, it's tuition fees plus they give you perhaps accommodation. And if you get the third tier, which is the highest tier, you get tuition, you get accommodation, and you get a living stipend, maybe health insurance, something like that. And they're available for all degrees. So yeah, this is one of those. There are 2 tiers in this. Basically, partial scholarship covers 100% of tuition fees. So do not mistake this with partial funding scholarships. This is the university's partial scholarship, but it covers 100% of the tuition fees, which is again about $4,000 every year. And then if you get the full scholarship, you get your tuitions covered, you get a living stipend, you get accommodation expenses, and you get a comprehensive medical insurance. So again, very comprehensive scholarship, covers pretty much everything, and it is available for all subjects, all nationalities, all degrees. Basically, you can apply whoever you want. If you are admitted to this university, you can apply for the scholarship. So it is full funding. We have the eligibility criteria here. You have to be of good health. That's something that is quite important to Chinese universities. Non-recipient of other scholarships. Another thing that Chinese universities usually look for. Not possessing a professional degree, not enlisted in a joint degree program or an English taught program. So yeah, you have to be studying a Chinese program. Usually, Chinese universities do have like different scholarship opportunities for Chinese programs and like English programs. if they are offering those. We have the deadlines here. We have made a video about this one. You can click here and watch that. You can leave your questions in our comment section, and then your questions will be answered by Yan Li, who is the founder of Global Scholarships. Or you can click here and go to the website of the university. What about the Korean scholarships? What about them? We have a lot of information about Korean scholarships. You can go to, if you're asking for Korean government scholarships, you can, under the scholarship section, go to view all and then see the Korea Global Scholarships. Basically, they are government scholarships. You can get information from here. We've made a video. Made videos about that, and we've also made tutorials, application tutorials. So yeah, this is the university scholarship. We have the criteria and eligibility here. Duration of scholarship, which is a normal duration of your program. Value, again, partial scholarship covers tuition, full scholarship covers pretty much everything. When to apply, and yeah, that's pretty much it. How to apply, blah blah blah. And this is basically the first and the second scholarship. This is for both undergraduate and graduate students. As I said, Chinese universities usually have this one scholarship that is for everyone, pretty much. Senator says if the scholarship is for students who are forced to leave their country as a result of the war, such as Syria, do we have to provide proof of asylum or can apply if we still in their country? I think that kind of depends. Ayman, do you know anything about this one?
Um, so they're asking about scholarships in general. No, not this specific one, right?
They say if the scholarship is for students who are forced to leave their country as a result of the war, such as Syria, do we have to provide proof of asylum or can we apply if we still in their country, Syria? I'm not perfectly
Yeah.
sure what they mean by that.
Um, so if you are in Syria, then you probably can apply for the scholarship as long as the university uh, classifies you as students in countries uh, facing any kind of displacement. So it just comes down to the university's policy and what they consider to be extenuating circumstances. Um, it's a country by country thing and university by university thing. But for universities that consider Syria to be a war country or a country being at war, then yes, you can apply while being in Syria.
Okay, thanks. So another viewer asks, K-Arts and Yonsei University, I want to get a 100% scholarship to one of them. I'm 15. What do I need to work on besides grades and language? And what do I do? What's an early bird? How does it work, my friend? I'll graduate after 2 years. I'm Egyptian. So yeah, we don't really talk all that often about like what a person very early in their education. Usually people who are like 15 years old, like very early in high school, they don't look, they don't come and ask a lot of questions in our live streams. I think it's great that you are interested in so early. So, I mean, what advice would you give to someone who they're 15, they want to get like good scholarships in Korea, um, and like what can they work on besides grades and language?
I mean, 100%, I wouldn't say even besides language, it's the language for South Korea. Um,
Mhm.
I think you improve your chances drastically by having a topic level of like 5 or 6. And if you have that and then apply for the Global Korea Scholarship, not only will you be exempted from the first preparatory year, but also you will get extra uh, allowance, so an extra allowance, and it would definitely improve your chances. So it would put you on the top list of the applicants just because you know the language, you're already showing commitment to uh, learning the culture and language of South Korea, and that is an important part of the scholarship. So the scholarship will enable you to study at any of the universities you have mentioned. You just apply through the university track,
Mhm.
and just by having the language, you're already in the top 1% of the applicants. So I think for the next 3 years, just try to learn Korean. And by learn it, I think, I mean, uh, be as proficient as possible and aim for a native level of Korean, and you'll be probably guaranteed a scholarship if nothing changes in the next 3 years, but you'd probably be guaranteed a scholarship.
So yeah, if you do not know, topic is test of proficiency in Korean. So I've shared two links with you. The first one is for our country guide in South Korea. Basically, it's a collection of guides that we have for this country. There are a lot of guides here from like education, pros and cons, choosing a university. We also made a lot of videos on South Korea as well. You can look into those too. And yeah, what Eamon said is also I really highly advise you to watch our video, like tutorial, application tutorial for um, global, hang on, Korean government scholarship. Okay, just let me show you. So this is their global Korea scholarships. This is their government scholarship. I think you like as Eamon said, this is a great scholarship, and the way you apply to this scholarship really, really matters as well. So, like, if you, for example, if you choose the universities you're gonna apply carelessly, it will really, really reduce your chances of getting the scholarship. So, if you are interested in this, like, I think getting a better idea about this scholarship will really help you. I think for a lot of people going through the right application track, applying for the right universities because they have two different types of universities, like your chances, like they have different quotas for different types of universities from for universities from different countries as well. So look at those two; they're very important. So like if you apply through the right track for the right universities and with a high level of Korean proficiency, your chances will be much, much, much higher. So yeah, as Eamon said, having a good proficiency in Korean is essential, I believe, and also like take a real good look at global Korean scholarships. Also, another advice that I was searching for, like cost of living in South Korea for students. One thing that people keep bringing up is like how much things can like food can get expensive if you don't eat or like cook or eat Korean food because then you have to buy everything like um you have to buy a lot of things that are not really all that available everywhere. Like if you want to try to cook Egyptian food, for example, it's not like the ingredients, blah blah blah. It's not they're not very available, so they're a bit more expensive. So I think one thing that you might do is try to get acclimated to Korean food. So yeah, Japan scholarship in general. Do you mean Japan government scholarships? I think I've sent that one, didn't I? Or if you're looking for scholarships like that we have in our database from Japan, can just. Oh, how did I fail that? Okay, let's do this. If this is what you're asking for, You know what? Let me share the next link with you. I think I did, but still. Okay. If you're looking for general, like all the scholarships in Japan, you can just go to global scholarships and type in Japan and do this basically. Jack says, I have heard that Hungary government provide two different government-funded scholarships. One of them is Hungary Stipendium, and another one is Hungary government scholarships for international students. Is that true? Uh, Hang on, do we have? Yeah, the first one is true. I'm not sure if there's a second one, and they're both separated. Yeah, yeah. The first, like, I'm pretty sure, Hungry, like, Hungry. I'm not sure if that's the name. Eamon, could you help me with this?
There's only one. It's the same one. It's just uh, the name in uh, Magyar, I think that's the language in Hungary. Yeah, but the second one is just the translation. It's like the Turkish scholarship, where
Yeah,
the name is slightly different because sometimes the Turkish name is used.
yeah. So I think it's this one, Stipendium Hungaricum. Um, yeah, you can look into this. We don't have a page for this specific scholarship, but you can get more information from here. Let's click on about. And so, yeah, tuition free education, a monthly stipend, which is not extremely high, 110 euros. Accommodation, I guess, I mean, obviously, Hungary would be more affordable than a lot of other places in Europe. So this is for bachelor's, master's, and this is for doctoral. Yeah. So this one, there's one scholarship. Um, Fully funded scholarship for bachelor's. Please, fully funded. So okay, you can see fully funded scholarships for bachelor's through here. Go to globalscholarships.com, hit enter, right? And then choose full funding here. And based on your degree, if you're looking for bachelor ones, you can just go to here. Also, another question as well, pretty much the same. Please share the scholarship that I can apply to go to September 2025 in physiotherapy therapy master's program. So you can, I'm going to share this link with you. You can edit filters the way it suits you. You can, of course, like, you can choose the subject, but usually subjects, they do not matter all that much for a lot of scholarships. If the university offers that program, you can apply through that program. Yeah, physical therapy is here. But a lot of these, as you can see, are all subjects. So it means basically all subjects that university offers. And then you can, of course, choose currently open from here. Yeah, that's pretty much all the questions. Okay, so we've seen the university scholarship here, and we have external scholarships as well. The first one is Beijing government. So we have two government scholarships here, actually. Not for Hungary, but for this university. We have one from Beijing government, and the other is from Chinese government. So Beijing government scholarship is offered by Beijing government. It's for all degrees, all programs. These universities, basically Chinese universities that are in Beijing, of course. It is full tuition. It is given by the government. Scholarship amount, as you can see, is pretty much the same as the tuition fees. So it covers tuition fees. And again, these numbers are, if you remember, about the normal tuition fees of these programs. Again, eligibility criteria is pretty much the same. Non-Chinese in good health. Doctoral degree program, like their age restriction, 40 for doctoral, 35 for masters, and 30 for undergraduates. Language proficiency requirement, cannot hold a Chinese government scholarship concurrently. Pretty much the same for different scholarships as well. I can click here to see the eligibility page. And then we have application requirements. These are the forms and documents. And you basically apply to an eligible university. The application procedures and required documents for Beijing government scholarships may vary depending on your degree, program, nationality, and other factors. So, yeah. So this is a scholarship that is a government scholarship, but you apply to the university, and your like a lot of things kind of depend on the university. Basically, you can click here to go and see their official page. I think these are the same pages. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna take a little while to upload. Okay, let me see the question. I do have an acceptance from Ithaca College on 50% tuition fee waiver, but the other expenses make it still expensive option to me. What would do you recommend? Is it a good idea to take the opportunity? So it really depend on your financial situation. There are like, hang on, let me see if we have anything about Ithaca. So I want to see the tuitions. So this is a small college in United States. There are 3 scholarships. Tuition fees are kind of closer to higher end. And if you get like 50%, I believe you're offered this one perhaps. No, not this one. Yeah, I think probably this though. So yeah, it is still very high, and if you can get a okay, so here's the thing: you would have to pay about like $25,000 every year for tuition, and then you would have to pay like your living expenses there too. Living expenses in United States are not extremely high, kind of depends on your location, but when you add like 50% of the tuition fee to that, it will get very expensive. I don't think I can say anything about whether it's a good idea for you to take it because it really depends on your financial situation. But for that amount of money, like for way more in a way more affordable way than that, you can study in a lot of places, a lot of other places like Europe, like in Asia, perhaps like except for some very expensive places in Japan and China. So I'm not sure if it's a really good idea, but again, I cannot confidently say anything about that since it kind of depends on your financial situation. Eamon, do you have anything you want to say? Maybe you know something about the university or you have a general idea about the situation?
Well, I think you're right. Basically, that 50% would uh, cover way more than tuition in, or way more than half the tuition in
Yeah.
the other countries. So it would probably be worth it to invest that elsewhere. Uh, as far as your education is concerned, of course. Um, it wouldn't make sense to do it if you can't afford it. And even if you can, I think it makes sense to go elsewhere. Um,
Unless like you are dead set on studying in the United States. Like if you're
yes,
saying like doesn't matter, maybe I can if I can barely afford it, I want to study in the United States. Even then, there are other places like maybe you can get better scholarships from another university. But uh, if you don't have any kind of like determination for studying in the United States, for example, like let's look at Peking University, Beijing University, like it half of that university's tuition fee is more than what would cost you for this university tuition, living expenses, accommodation, pretty much everything. Even that would be probably half of the tuition fee you would pay in Ithaca. So yeah, sorry, go ahead, Em.
Yeah, so I was just gonna make the point that since the university or the college is in New York, life or just the expenses as far as
Yeah.
just living in general would be high, and it wouldn't stop at half of the tuition fees. There would be a lot of fees involved,
Yes.
from accommodation to just general living expenses, and that's why going to another country would make way more sense and it would cost much less.
All right. So, which country do you think best for commerce? I think it kind of depends on your situation. If you can give us a little bit more information about yourself, what do you want to do? What do you want to like? Is it bachelor's? Is it graduate? Is it master's? I don't think we can say any specific. We can name any specific country for commerce. Are you going to inform us who want to study in Japan about other scholarships later in the future? Um, I'm not sure if I get that question. Yeah, we're gonna make like we keep making videos about studying in Japan. Um, we do have videos every Monday. We share um, currently open scholarships videos on our YouTube channel. That's one of our more popular videos, like videos series. And usually, if there is a scholarship in Japan that we haven't mentioned in like last couple of weeks, I try to include them. But by the way, why do I not talk about this more often? So if you go to globalscholarships.com, we have in about us section, we have a newsletter sign up. Basically, we have a newsletter that uh, that is sent to your email about like news about latest news about available scholarships that are open for application right now, blah blah blah. So yeah, and also you get more tailored information that is specifically for you, for maybe your nationality, maybe your subjects or something. You can go to here, globalscholarships.com, about us, newsletter sign up, and you can just subscribe here. It's free. Um, Teaching assistant position. You had an offer of teaching assistant position. Um, Wait, so hang on, let me see. Now, hmm. So is it this one? So assistantships in the United States usually pay like tuition and then they give you stipends as well. Uh, do you have any specific information about that teaching assistantships? Because I don't think teaching assistantships will give you just 50% tuition fee discount. I want to study abroad, but not financially well. I want to pursue my bachelor's. I like marketing and business. So, does your website may show the application form for the university which does not have an application fee or have waivers? Um, Utkarsh, I'm gonna tell you, you can go to our YouTube channel, all right, and type in like search for application fee. Basically, we have or free application. We have two videos that we made for free application. Universities. One is for United States, and the other is for South Korea. And under the videos, like you can watch the videos, and you can also find under the videos links for our guides. In United States, there are a lot of universities that are like free application, or there are some universities that might give you tuition application fee waivers, so you can find those there. I mean, we have just one, like two guides, and you can see those from um, Your newsletter are also available or LinkedIn, or is only in your website. So now, you hang on. You apply, like you subscribe to our newsletter through our website, but newsletters come to your email. You don't have to go to LinkedIn or anywhere else. I've heard you have to be good at a sport and do volunteer work and improve your skills, of course, and recommendation letters. Uh, I'm the person who asked. Yeah, yeah, uh, I remember you. I don't get this question, Marielle. Um, I don't. You have to get recommendation letters. That is a must. Like that is a requirement of uh of the scholarship. If I remember correctly, it was one recommendation letter from like maybe a former supervisor or a teacher. You don't have to have done volunteering work. That's not a specific requirement, or you have to be good at sports. I think like there might be if you basically give them information about your volunteering work that you've done before, or like if you have an award, you can like sports or medal or something like that. You will give them your information, and they might consider that, but you don't have to have those to be able to apply to this scholarship. But recommendation letters you have to have. Rabia says 50% of teaching assistantship stipend, so they both actually covering hardly my tuition fee. I see. Is it this one? So I think, are you talking about this one? So hang on, let me see the actual scholarship page from the university. By the way, I thought you were talking about bachelors. If you're talking about like graduate assistantships or like if you're graduate programs, there might be a lot of other opportunities that you can find. Also, hang on, how did you get the teaching assistantship? Because to be able to apply to teaching assistantships, you have to have applied and be admitted to the university as a graduate student. Um, okay, country, or is that not necessary? Sorry, hang on. That was another question. No masters. Eamon, what do you think about this? So they have a teaching assistantship stipend, which gives you a stipend and covers some of your tuition, but also I don't know. Like, didn't you have to like be admitted to the university to be able to apply for teaching assistantships or any assistantships, basically? Or, by the way,
Um,
do you also want to change your answer about their situation since, like, they're apparently talking about masters?
um, yeah, I mean, it would be the same, but I think once you get admitted, you're sometimes offered the teaching assistantship and they are admitted with a scholarship. And I think in their offer letter, they were also uh, given the option of taking the teaching assistantship position. Um, yeah, so well, I think it covers, so as they said, most of their tuition. Um, I would probably say at this point it would be worth it since
Hmm.
uh there's a work position plus 50% of the tuition, so they would only need to cover their living expenses, which would be pretty expensive given that it's New York. But if you can afford it, I would say go for it. This is pretty much as good as it gets, um, since you're applying for a graduate degree. So it's not even an undergraduate degree as we thought it at the beginning. And um, it would be much, much worth it than we initially thought when it was only 50%, a 50% scholarship as an undergraduate student. That wouldn't have been worth it. But as a graduate student, you are offered 50% plus uh, a teaching position. If you can afford the rest, I think it's worth it. If not, try probably going for external funding. There are external scholarships that you can apply for, including our uh,
Mhm.
scholarship, the Global Scholarships $3,000 scholarship. And I'm sure that there are so many out there that you can apply for.
All right, thank you. By the way, Utkarsh, I shared the link. It is to our guide. Like this is our general guide for global universities with no application fees. You can look at that as well. Um. Okay. So, all right, Marielle. Marielle says country. Wait. Okay, country, or is that not necessary? Um, you said being good at the language like topic 5 or something already secures your spot. No, we didn't say that. We did not say being good at like topic 5 or something like that secures your spot for 100% scholarship. That is not something we said, right, Avon? Can you also confirm that we did not absolutely say
I
that?
mean, yeah. What I said is that it improves your chances, puts you in the top 1% of applicants. It's not 100% guarantee, but it's as good as it gets.
Also,
So yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think what they're trying to ask is that uh, in addition to language and academics, how important are
Yeah.
extracurriculars, uh, which are quite important probably for certain scholarships. It just depends. It's a scholarship by scholarship kind of thing. There are scholarships that are really, really adamant on leadership skills, on your contribution to your community, your involvement in general. And these are scholarships whose um, objectives and goals are aligned with that. And there are scholarships that are mainly about academics, mainly about cultural exchange, rather than you as a person, as a leader,
Mhm.
although they take that into account, but there is not as much emphasis as other scholarships. And I think the Global Korea Scholarship is more about merit, is more about uh, being interested in the Korean culture than it is about your extracurriculars. I didn't see any part of the scholarship that really uh, is looking for that. I think the only uh, portion where this would matter is your essay. And in your essay, probably any extracurriculars you have been involved in would uh, need to revolve around the program you're applying to. So it just adds to your competence rather than your general involvement in a community or just how you are as a leader in general.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So, Kushbo, yeah, you are the one who asked for scholarships for theater. So I've shared the link with you. This is our search tool. Search tool's results for theater. Keep in mind that this is like it first gives you the scholarships that specifically mentions theater, but then it will give you it will give you scholarships for all subjects. That means all subjects in that university. So like if the university offers theater, most scholarships don't care about the subjects. If it's a subject that is offered by the university, you can apply to the scholarship with that subject. So yeah, into these, but these are like specific ones. For example, this is in United States, Vanguard University of Southern California theater. It's partial funding. You can look into those. So Marielle, yeah. Um, yeah, as Eamon said, so one thing that is, I believe there are a lot of topic scholarships in Korea, and unlike global like government scholarships, I think they are guaranteed. Basically, they're like they're called topic scholarships, and for example, they give you, if you have a topic level of 2, let's say, they give you a 40% tuition reduction, right? Hang on, actually, let me see if I can find one of those. So, so yeah, for example, this one, graduate topic scholarships, right? Yeah, as you can see, this one. So basically, these are kind of guaranteed, I believe. So if you have that specific topic level, you will most certainly get that reduction, like tuition discount, right? Eamon, am I, like, correct me if I'm wrong with this one?
I know you're right.
I'm sorry.
I said you're right?
Yeah. So maybe like I wouldn't want you to confuse this one with those, but I do believe, as Eamon said, like if you have very high level, have a very high level of proficiency in Korean, it will. I think it's a great thing to invest in, because like unlike just trying your best to win a scholarship, an investment to a language will help you, like it will never go away, it will just be there, and it will make it easier for you to get other scholarships. If you cannot get the government scholarship, it will get you like tuition discounts. Yeah, I get it. I just didn't want you to confuse that with those ones. Also, obviously, it will make it much easier for you if you're looking for, like, if you're gonna go and look for maybe part-time jobs, etc. So yeah, I think Eamon is right in saying like the best thing to do is just like uh, study, like trying to study the language, learn the language, and do some more of that same thing. Like study the language and then keep studying the language. So yeah. Um, yeah, Beijing government scholarship. The page is finally loaded. It's pretty much the same information actually. Like gives you categories of applicants, criteria and eligibility. Again, pretty much the same things I said. Yeah, it is quite straightforward. It gives you tuition fee, like 100% tuition fee reduction. If you get this, I mean, if you're going, one thing to keep in mind is that like usually Beijing is more expensive than other places in China. So like your living costs may be a bit higher than you would get in other cities. And so yeah, this covers your tuition fees, but you would have to keep in mind that like in Beijing, your living costs will also be higher than other places in China. Of course, it will be way more affordable than a lot of other places in other countries. So we have another Chinese government scholarship here. This is given by the Chinese government, not Beijing government. This is up to full tuition, so up to full funding. So this is for bachelor's, master's, and PhD. It says partial funding, but it can cover up to full funding, I believe. So it kind of deadlines varies by institution. These are the universities that are eligible for this scholarship. Boy, a lot of universities in there. Okay, so yeah. Basically, it covers tuition fees, it covers accommodation fees, it covers a certain level of stipend for undergraduates, masters, and PhD students, and your medical insurance. The lower side of this might not be enough to cover your living expenses. But hang on, it does, because it also covers accommodations as well. So yeah, it covers tuition fees, it covers accommodation fees, it covers a living stipend. And this is the same, pretty much the same eligibility criteria. An international student in good health, pass the HSK. Basically, this is the Chinese proficiency test. Sorry, age, meet the specific university's eligibility criteria, of course. And these are the requirements, application requirements, like application forms, scanned copy, transcripts, blah, blah, blah. And the application procedure is to contact the designated university contact an authorized application receiving agency, or complete and submit the application form for Chinese government scholarship. So yeah, deadlines again, as I said, again, I cannot stress this enough. Our comment sections are, in my opinion, the best place to find answers for your specific questions. You can leave them here, and Hyunli, who is the founder of Global Scholarships, he answers every single question. I don't know how he finds time to do that, but he answers every single question. So leave them here. We have the comment section for every page we have, like university pages, scholarship pages, blah blah blah. And then you can click here to go and see the official scholarship page from the government. So basically, these are different programs to get the same government scholarship. You can look into at this. I think this is the one that we've seen. So basically, you go and apply to the university, and it's pretty much the same information here. Scholarship coverage. Ayman, why do you think this is categorized as a partial funding scholarship? Because it covers tuition fees. I don't like. There is no. Maybe you will get one or other. It looks like a full funding scholarship. We have application process here, application documents here. You can read these in detail, and also you can contact by here based on your location. So yeah, this is the Chinese government scholarship. Ayman?
Yeah, sorry. I was checking it,
Okay.
and
I
yeah,
I
you're
just
right.
wanted
It's
to be sure.
just yeah, it's the default tab when choosing the scholarship category is always
Hmm.
partial scholarships.
I
And
see.
that's why sometimes this happens.
Yeah, these are
I
kind of
have
recently added. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Uh, uh, it's updating, so it should be updated.
Um, see, for now it's partial. Okay.
Uh,
There's. Uh, sorry. Go ahead.
is it partial? It should say if you refresh, it should say full funding.
Um, yeah. Now it's turned to full funding. Yes. Yeah. Okay. There's also one more external scholarship. This is the last one. Globalscholarships.com, $3,000 scholarships for international students. This is given by globalscholarships.com. This is given by basically our platform. So yeah, this you can get more information from here. I'm gonna share the link with you, since this is basically our scholarship. Uh, like eligibility criteria is here, scholarship details is here, what we look for, blah blah. Like you would, it would be better if you could go and basically, as you can see, there are like 100, like 50 questions and 50 answers here. You can get more information directly and more reliably from our page. So yeah, these are the external scholarships that we have had for this university. As you can see, Peking University, not that many scholarships, but all the scholarships are very comprehensive and very generous scholarships. China has some great scholarships, and it is kind of overlooked. Ayman, what would you want to say to conclude the whole all the scholarships in Peking University section?
Um, so Peking University is, as you mentioned at the beginning, one of the best universities in the world. I think by QS World Ranking, it's 14th right now, which is a very, very high ranking. And given the AI and how rapidly it's developing, and with how DeepSeek uh, just came out of nowhere to
Mm-hmm.
put Chinese universities out there, I think studying in China is now one of the best options that international students could go for, not only because universities are affordable, life is also affordable, and
Hmm.
universities like Pekin, although very, very selective, they offer a lot of generous scholarships, uh, be it uh, funded scholarships by the university itself or by the Chinese government. Um, I like that the scholarships are always multi-tiered, giving students
Hmm.
uh, equal chances of getting scholarships, but also giving them uh, a fair compensation dependent on their academic achievements. Uh, just a full tuition scholarship would be really, really good enough, uh, given that should only be covering a fraction of what you would be uh, doing for another country. So studying in China is probably now on par with studying anywhere else and uh, at a much, much uh, value uh,
Hmm.
to quality of education as you can get. So I would definitely consider studying in China if I were to do it all over again, study an
Yeah.
undergraduate degree or a master's degree. It would be one of the top choices for me. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. So Diorbek asks, if you don't have an IELTS certificate, but your school grades are excellent, are there universities that can win grand prizes? So I'm assuming that you are talking about United, like American universities. So I don't think there are any universities in the United States that accepts students without any English proficiency proof. But like if you're specifically asking for IELTS, of course there are other language proficiency tests as well. One thing that that is kind of different to IELTS, that there are some universities that offer that accept Duolingo English test, so that those might be something that you might be those are something that you might be interested in. If you are asking for country like universities outside of the United States, of course, that changes pretty much everything, because obviously there are universities that will accept other languages than United English. So yeah, um, Marielle says if you're not an English speaker, I don't think you can get scholarship at an English-speaking country. Yeah, if you don't have IELTS unless your program is not in English, but I have no information of any program in an English speaking country that you can apply to without any English proficiency. Eamon, do you know anything about anything like that?
Yeah, so while scholarships themselves don't have such
Right, yeah.
requirements, being
Yes.
admitted at the university is
Yeah.
the issue. So all universities would have a certain score that you need to
Hmm.
meet in order to be admitted. Of course, there are a few exceptions. Students who are considered to be from countries where English
Yeah.
is a native language. So even though it's not the main language, but if it's an official language, they are considered to be native speakers. Like, for example, students from Nigeria are
Hmm.
often exempted from the IELTS exam because English is a second and official language in the country, and people start learning it at a young age. So they are considered to be native speakers. Uh, you can also provide proof if your previous education was completely in English before. So if you studied in high school uh, like fully in English or an undergraduate degree fully in English, you can get a certificate from your institution to submit it, and that would count as uh, proof of proficiency. Other than that, there's no way around sit-in for the English proficiency exams, be it IELTS, TOEFL, uh, or Duolingo, or any equivalent for that matter. If you're going for an English top program, for non-English top programs, of course, the requirements depend on what language the program is taught in.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, Kushbo, it's pretty much the same with theater. You asked for theater, it's pretty much the same for fashion designer. If the university offers the program, usually you can apply to their scholarships with that program. So Nipun Mishra says, I'm from India in class 12 this year. I want to do bachelor's in Japan. Please help me. So we're about to end um, help. You're very welcome, Sonic. So we are about to end the live stream, Nippon, but we have, first of all, let me share this link with you. This is our like country guide for Japan. Basically, we have collection of guides here about anything, like genuinely anything, like higher education, pros and cons, best English taught universities, best universities in Japan, high employable rates, best programs to study, how to apply to universities, documents and tests, blah blah blah, language proficiency, financing, like how to study in Japan for free. And for a lot of these topics, a lot of these guides, we've made videos as well on our YouTube channel. Go and watch those, like how to study in Japan for free. I think we made it a lot, like medical schools in Japan. We have made a lot of tutorials on how to apply to universities in Japan. I'm pretty sure we made a video about finding scholarships in Japan through our website, like how to find scholarships in Japan. I think that was the title. So there are a lot of stuff. Like we're about to end the live stream here, but there's a lot of stuff that on our page here in the link that I've given you. Also on our YouTube channel, just like go to our videos and search for Japan. Basically, that will give you a lot of information, a lot of videos about studying in Japan. And then if you have any specific questions, you can leave in the comment section. You can leave them in the comment section of our pages. And of course, next Friday we'll be here live again. If you have any questions, write them down, and next Friday you can come and ask your specific questions. Your question is a little bit vague, like it's a broad subject. So if you have any specific things, that might be better, like we might be better able to help you. Hi Joel, it's great to see you here, but we're about to end the live stream. So everyone, again, we do this every Friday. We are global scholarships, and like if you have any questions, you can come to all of our live streams, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much if you're watching this on VOD. Thank you very much for watching. And Amon, as always, thank you for joining me here today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me, as.
And everyone, we'll see you next Friday, same hour, same time, same hour. Yeah, the same. So have a nice week, and